Pedagogy Indicators by Lucian Green Higher Grades 1 of 3. 1. I prepared to earn straight A's. I did this by achieving higher grades. First, I wrote the pedagogy algorithm. Second, I reasoned it out. Third, I completed the assignment. In this way, I prepared to earn straight A's by achieving higher grades. 2. I prepared to check whether everything had loosened up. I did this by timing the pregnancy using the birth clock. First, I started the timer. Second, I continued taking the time during the pregnancy. Third, I stopped the timer when the pregnancy had finished. In this way, I prepared to check whether everything had loosened up by timing the pregnancy using the birth clock. 3. I prepared to invent plays by an invented playwright. I did this by meeting the playwright Turin. First, I read the procrastinator, about planning time. Second, I read The Murderer, about having a successful conception. Third, I read The Poet, about dialectic poetry. In this way, I prepared to invent plays by an invented playwright by meeting the playwright Turin. 4. I prepared to reflect on the chapter. I did this by turning the light on at night. First, I found the light switch. Second, I turned it on. Third, I read the chapter. In this way, I prepared to reflect on the chapter by turning the light on at night. 5. I prepared to buy pop. I did this by writing one A-grade essay for buying a pop composition. First, I wrote the Nazarene composition. Second, I helped the sellers to sell. Third, I helped the buyers to buy. In this way, I prepared to buy pop by writing one A-grade essay for buying a pop composition. 6. I prepared to transcend the taste of food. I did this by licking the anti-animal lolly, the apple-colored berry. First, I retrieved the anti-animal lolly from my pocket. Second, I licked it. Third, I ate it. In this way, I prepared to transcend the taste of food by licking the anti-animal lolly, the apple-colored berry. 7. I prepared to make a connection in law. I did this by using the lawkeeper's box. First, I found the lawkeeper. Second, I found his box. Third, I placed the written law in it. In this way, I prepared to make a connection in law by using the lawkeeper's box. 8. I prepared to detect whether the organ system had been given as. I did this by stating that the Lucianic doctor used a computer to read the number of as per body system. First, I read the first A second, I prepared read the next A third, I repeated this until I had read all the as. In this way, I prepared to detect whether the organ system had been given as by stating that the Lucianic doctor used a computer to read the number of as per body system. 9. I prepared to use all the as up. I did this by stating that the Lucianic doctor used a pedagogical perspective to read the number of as per body system. First, I counted the first A second, I prepared counted the next A third, I repeated this until I had counted all the as. In this way, I prepared to use all the as up by stating that the Lucianic doctor used a pedagogical perspective to read the number of as per body system. 10. I prepared to verify that the body system had been properly cared for. I did this by stating that the doctor repeated this for the period of diagnosis, 1 week, before seeing the patient again. First, I read the number of as on the first day. Second, I prepared to read the number of as on the next day. Third, I repeated this until I had read the number of as on each day. In this way, I prepared to verify that the body system had been properly cared for by stating that the doctor repeated this for the period of diagnosis, 1 week, before seeing the patient again. 11. I prepared to follow the treatment algorithm. I did this by stating the treatment was reasoning out the treatment argument. First, I diagnosed the disorder. Second, I reasoned out the treatment argument. Third, I collected feedback from giving A-grade treatment to the patient. In this way, I prepared to follow the treatment algorithm by stating the treatment was reasoning out the treatment argument. 12. I prepared to observe treatment relaxing the patient. I did this by stating that the treatment was the patient repeating the treatment argument as a sutra. First, I uttered the title of the treatment argument in my mind as the sutra. Second, I prepared to utter the next instance of the sutra in my mind. Third, I repeated this 174 times. In this way, I prepared to observe treatment relaxing the patient by stating that the treatment was the patient repeating the treatment argument as a sutra. 13. I prepared to keep my higher grade. I did this by joking that the rubber chicken representing my grade had flown away. First, I placed the rubber chicken to one side. Second, I left the room. Third, I walked up the stairs. In this way, I prepared to keep my higher grade by joking that the rubber chicken representing my grade had flown away. 14. I prepared to watch the movie. I did this by showing the philosopher giving an answer in the movie. First, I pressed the play button. Second, I watched the answer being stated. Third, I pressed stop. In this way, I prepared to watch the movie by showing the philosopher giving an answer in the movie.